For the fans of the four teams that are still in the dance, it's great, obviously, but for the rest of us, for the fans of the 28 teams that aren't here, it is kind of a drag. Some of you moving on, some of you not so easy. Well, we all have to move on, but for some of you it is brutal. I was actually thinking about this the other day because I generally have a lot of empathy as a person. It's kind of weird. And I always plant myself into the shoes of a fan of the other teams. So, yesterday and today I was reading about the Titans game. Even though I watched it, I was reading stuff about it. And watching that game, I didn't realize how badly Tennessee outplayed Baltimore. I knew they outplayed them, but I was looking up the numbers. Tennessee outgained them 2-1, 21 to first downs compared to 9 for Baltimore. Baltimore had 8 punts and 11 completed passes. So the more I read about it, the more I realize how brutal that was for the Titans and all their fans. You don't get opportunities like this if you're a Titans fan. Excuse me. If this happened to the Colts or the Patriots or the Steelers, it would suck, but it's at the same time, it's not a huge deal because those teams pretty much know with 95% certainty they're going to be back next year. The Colts obviously have had great regular seasons and screwed up in the postseason quite a bit, but while it always sucks, obviously, at the same time, the Colts are going to be back there next year. They've won 12 games or more for the past 6 years, I think it is. So they're always back. The Patriots, same thing. They've screwed up a couple times in the last 4 years. They've had chances and blown them. They've had some stinging losses, but they know they're going to be back the next year and probably win at least 12, probably more games. But for the Titans, man, this 13-3 season for them was their shot. They're probably not going to get another shot like this. I mean, for that team to win 13 games, and they're not a bad team, but I'm just saying, Kerry Collins was their quarterback. When Kerry Collins is your quarterback and he's throwing to Justin Gage and Justin McCarron and Brandon Jones, you need to catch almost all the breaks, which Tennessee did, pretty much. You need pretty much all the fortunate bounces to go your way. You need to take advantage of every break that the game gives you. So to blow 13-3 for that team really hurt. Kind of like Dallas last year, man. I mean, they're obviously a talented team, but at the same time they're also a mess. And for them to go 13-3 was really a once-in-a-decade opportunity for them, and for them to not take advantage of it, that kills. I mean, next year they'll probably be a 10-win, 9-win team, but 13 wins this year just took a perfect storm of fortune. And then, I was thinking about the Panthers fans. They should be thinking the same thing, but it's almost hard to look at the game they played Saturday night against the Cardinals and go, this was their shot. I mean, everything would indicate that this was their shot. They went 12-4. They had Jake Delhomme at quarterback, and winning 12 games with Jake Delhomme is pretty difficult. Again, you need a lot of breaks, a lot of luck, a lot of fortune to pull that off. So that indicates this was their shot. It looked like all they had to do was catch a break against the Giants, and they'd be going. They had the 2 seed, they had the bye, they were undefeated at home. They finally built that great running game they wanted. And then they go out in the first round like Tennessee, but it's almost like, how can I say that this is Carolina, that was Carolina's chance? Did you see them play? They had no shot at anything this year. And, it was one game. But watching them play that Arizona game, horrible coaching, horrible play calling, horrible play from most players who were involved, and it's like, this team, it doesn't deserve it. This wasn't really their shot. They never had a shot. Look at them. At least with Tennessee and Dallas, those games came down to the wire. But I don't know how you Panthers fans are taking this right now, but obviously it's brutal to get a first round bye, the number 2 seed, shot at the Super Bowl and get blown out. But Tennessee fans, I can't really console you guys. You guys are going to be feeling this for a long time. And that's that. But Carolina fans, if you, I don't know, looking at that game, can you really say that that Carolina team had a chance to go to the Super Bowl? And I know it was just one game, but it was also their biggest game of the season so far. So I don't know. It's different. But at the same time, to go 12-4 with Jake Delhomme as your quarterback, that's not easy. And this Carolina team is not going to have another season like this automatically next year. I mean, last year they went 7-9. The year before, I think they went like 8-8. The year before, 11-5. The year before, like 8-8. Next year, I don't know, but it's probably not going to be 12 wins and the number 2 seed. There's too much parity in this league, and the Panthers are not so clearly better than everyone else that they can sustain that. The Colts can do that, the Patriots can do that, and the Steelers can do that, but teams like the Panthers and Titans, it's not in them. So speaking of the other 28 teams out there, I don't know how you guys are dealing with it, but at some point, I don't know when it's going to happen, probably before the Super Bowl, after the conference championship games, I'm going to put up a mock draft. Excuse me. Mock draft. I'm going to start, formulating that. So whoever you're a fan of, go down there into the comments down there and let me know what you think about what your team needs, what players you would like. You can obviously look up just about anywhere where your team will be picking or where your team probably will be picking. Just help me out. It would be nice. Because I don't know everything about every team in the league. I have some idea about most of these teams, what I think they need, but you let me know. You let me know. Going back to the earlier metaphor I had in this video, like the Giants, actually, they're the one team I forgot to mention here. The Giants, yeah, they lost yesterday, obviously. It sucks for them, but even for them, they're not a team that can win 12 games a year automatically. But to go through what they did last year, to experience perhaps the greatest Super Bowl victory I have ever seen, the greatest feeling I think any fan could experience, not only winning a Super Bowl, that's one thing, but to win a Super Bowl like that, I don't think any other fan of any other team will ever experience that. So how mad can you be? After you experience that, what can you complain about for the next two decades? You can't. I mean, I usually say there's a 5-year grace period. That might be worth a 20-year grace period. So, the Giants and Panthers and Chargers fans, they're obviously down, but at the same time, it's like, well, life goes on. But Titans fans, ugh. For those of you who watched this whole thing, I'm going to give you a little treat now. This morning, or last night, I can't remember, the lines came out for the conference championship games. The Steelers were favored by 5, and the Eagles were favored by 3. I'm going to tell you guys, you need to jump on this, because I think these lines are going to move and move fast. The Eagles line could stretch to like 6 by the end of the week. So, if you're a gambling man, if you want to use Sense Sports, hit me up. I'll get you in there. Or you can just go there yourself, whatever. Go there and throw down a bet on the Eagles -3, because I think this game, I really feel good about this one. This game's going to be a blowout one way or another, and I'm thinking it's going to be in favor of Philadelphia. So, right now, the line is -3.5. Get on that before it goes to 4. That's a great line. Get a piece of that. And the other line, -5. I don't think this game is going to be decided by more than a field goal. This game is going to be very low scoring, very defensive. I think somebody's going to win by a field goal, so jump on that line. But actually, the line is moving toward Pittsburgh. Now it's +6, so you might be able to wait that one out. But that would, of course, screw up the parlay potential. But if that line gets to like -7 or -7.5, I don't know what Vegas is thinking, but jump on that. Just wait it out. You can throw a bet down on it now and see how it moves. The over-under isn't out yet, but I'm going to say take the over on the Philly game and the under on the Baltimore game. Sometimes it's just too easy. I'm out.